Hello, everyone, and welcome to Nerd Break, the podcast where we take a break from life and nerd out about our favorite things. I am your host, Joseph the Broseph, and joining me this week is at least one of my best friends in the entire world, Zombs.
I had a best friend. His name was Chicken Sandwich, but I ate him.
Rest in peace, chicken sandwich, I guess.
Oh, it was very delicious.
Okay then. Well, this week it is just you and me, Zombs, as Moxie has departed for yet another thing. This time it's a major thing, being part of a wedding and all.
Sandwich? Oh, a wedding. Maybe they have chicken sandwiches at the wedding.
I don't have a clue. Not one clue at all. In any case, let's get started off with our month of E3 with the news. And this week has been very light on news for the simple fact that we are right before E3. So let's just go with one of the slightly bigger things, which is that the release date for Shin Megami Tensei 5 may have leaked.
Didn't they just have one of the games come out recently? Just like last week?
It's been a couple weeks, but yes, Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne HD Remaster came out at the end of May. This, though, the Shin Megami Tensei 5 was actually announced last year before everything started. It wasn't the year before. In any case, according to this, a Japanese website has evidently maybe accidentally leaked the release date, which is looking like it's going to be the 11th of November, but it's also supposed to be a worldwide release. So if this is true, we could be finding out here very soon if this is true. And if it is, that's kind of competition for Pokemon in one way, because that's awfully close to its release date, if it's true.
I like how when they go to release information on a game, they just say, like, because I'm not there, but from what it seems like, they just come out, onto the stage and they say, Shin Megami Tensei 5 is coming out. That is all. And then they walk off stage.
Yeah, I don't think that's how Nintendo will do it, because we don't have really much of any information on this game.
Except we know that it's coming out.
Well, yes. We had a kind of a revealed teaser trailer that showed some cinematic footage of the game. That was really it.
It's kind of like when they were making fun of George R.R. Martin, and he kept saying, the dragons, yes, the dragons are coming. Don't worry, they're coming. And we were just waiting to see, and then finally we did. Kind of like that. This game is coming. Don't worry, it's coming. A year later, we get a release date. It's coming. It's coming. Just hurry up. I want to play.
For what it's worth, I kind of really want to play this too, because that trailer was just enough to really make me want to play this game. It just looked so good. And as far as I know, it's still a Switch exclusive. So we're looking at a really big title hitting the Switch. Next up, though, Yuji Naka has evidently left Square Enix.
Who is this?
Yuji Naka, the one of the founding fathers of Sonic the Hedgehog. Poor guy's been bouncing around a lot over the last several years after leaving Sega.
Is he going to make his own Sega?
He actually did make his own studio before joining Square Enix many, many years ago, called ProPay. And that studio only put out probably a handful of titles and helped collaborate on others. Now, though, he made a statement via his personal Twitter that he may just retire.
That's fair. Maybe he'll get a nice house somewhere and watch anime the rest of his life. Go jogging around his little town. Make some friends with the people at the grocery store.
Honestly, this is the weird thing. I really like the games that he's put out for the most part, but after he left Sega, it's almost like his skills just kind of plateaued and he never ever rose above just that high that he was on there when he was at Sega. He never went above that. And Balan Wonderworld kind of proves my point in the fact that it suffered a lot from the archaic designs. And I saw a lot of the same kind of gameplay design aspects in a previous game that he had released, which was Rodea the Sky Soldier. And it's one of those weird things. I don't understand it, but to Yuji Naka, if you ever happen to listen to this, good luck with whatever you do. I actually kind of hope that you might go back to Sega, help them work on Sonic because they could use you.
And that's when he comes out of retirement. He's just sitting down in his house, bored, and the ideas just come to him. And then he comes running back. I have an idea.
Either that or
And
come collaborate with me.
mm,
Oh, come on, Zombs.
mm,
Moving along into anime-ish territory,
yes.
you can evidently live out your fondest fantasies, Zombs, on Animal Crossing, as someone went to the huge trouble of creating an entire Animal Crossing island themed around the Fruits Basket anime.
Oh, yes, I had heard about this. I am very excited, and I need to get these. Animal Crossing is just, they're just up there. They're just on top of the game. You know, it's a game that you buy one time, but there's all this stuff that you can get included with it. And it comes out like one, it was really neat for every season and every holiday. Now they're adding like a bunch of events and stuff like that. It's great.
Honestly, there's not been a whole lot of really new stuff this year. It's just kind of been recycled stuff. If anyone listening would like to visit this island via the Dream Island ability in Animal Crossing New Horizons, the dream address is DA 845845314562. And I will also try to include that in the description of this video.
I was gonna say include that in the description of the video. I tried to memorize it. I gotta get my pen now.
Yeah, that was a bit of a mouthful. But are you excited, Zoms? Are you gonna go check this out?
Yes. Yes, I will. Is it available now?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I will grab my
You can
Switch.
go hop in your bed, punch in that dream address that I just wrote off or spoke off, and go forth.
I'm gonna do it.
Next up, we actually had another rumor pop up for the Nintendo Switch Pro, and that is that a French retailer may have leaked the potential price of the Switch Pro at what would be 350 US dollars.
That sounds very, very affordable. Also, I was asked about this, and somebody had asked me, they said, so do you think that the prices of the regular Switch will go down once the Switch Pro comes out? I have my answer. I'm just curious, Brosiv, what is your answer?
I don't honestly think that if we get a Switch Pro, that the regular Switch's price will drop by all that much, as we already have the Nintendo Switch Lite sitting comfortably at $200, and the regular Switch still is selling enormously well. So there really doesn't have to be that big of a price drop. I would say if there's going to be, it's going to be a very small one. At the very most, it'll be 250. At the very least, it'll be like $279.
I think that I agree with you. I think that the price for the Switch will stay at the $299.99, and then the Switch Pro, what, $349.99 you think? According to this
Yes,
retailer?
which there's another point that I want to make to this, and that is in our previous podcast, I actually predicted the price of the Switch Pro to top out at 350. So if this rumor, if this leak is true, I hit it on the head. I hit that nail so hard on the head that it went in so perfectly.
I'm gonna say
And now
that
everybody owes me ice cream.
uh okay, go to Walmart and get some ice cream. Anyways, I think that some people might be greedy. Hey, $349.99 sounds like a pretty good price. I'm thinking it probably won't go above 400. I wouldn't doubt it if they met somewhere in the middle, like 375, because it's a thing.
Honestly, I just can't see them going that high. It's one of those things where Nintendo is marketing their products to kids primarily, and kids don't have a lot of money. As a matter of fact, I would dare anybody to name a single kid that has a job and is making money.
Richie Rich.
Isn't that a cartoon character?
I thought they made a movie with Macaulay Culkin. Anyways, but no, kids don't have money. They just make their parents buy it all. Trust me.
Eh,
I know how the marketing works. They market towards children, and children cry and scream and threaten to kill their siblings if their parent does not buy Pokemon cards, V-Bucks, Roblox, and now Switch Pro.
Okay. Well, there you go then. Moving on, another piece of Nintendo Switch news at the very least. The Nintendo Switch update 12.0.3 dropped just a little bit ago and got halted by Nintendo mysteriously and now is back up and running. So, for anybody out there that has updated their Switch to 12.0.3, please be aware that there are some slightly odd things going on with the update, in particular to being able to download game software, the update, or being able to use a micro SD card. So if you have any trouble, get a hold of Nintendo, as this is a minor inconvenience. And honestly, that there's it's something that you can take care of yourself. You just have to kind of like turn the system off, redo everything, and try again. But get a hold of Nintendo if you have any problems. They halted this for the reason of the fact that there were these small minor problems and they were trying to get on top of it. So just keep that in mind. Zombs, have you updated yet?
Uh, it does it automatically. So maybe.
Yes and no.
I said maybe.
Okay. Well, moving along, Build-A-Bear has given us a new Animal Crossing Build-A-Bear companion in the form of KK Slider. The dude comes with his guitar and absolutely no clothing.
But you can pick clothing from the already accessories that they have.
Maybe? I mean, it's KK Slider. He doesn't really need clothing, he just needs a stool.
Wasn't he? Yeah, wasn't he naked in the game already?
Yes, save for his guitar. If you buy him, though, he comes with either the opening theme music or KK Disco Zone. Which I mean, it's KK
Okay.
Slider. Don't you want a KK Slider?
He is the number one musician in the world of Animal Crossing, and he's making his way into the real world. It's like a reverse isekai.
If you say so, Zombs. You say so. Rounding out our last piece of news, Battlefield 2042 has been announced. Ahead of E3, the game leaked, so the developers just said heck with it and shot up a reveal trailer.
Are they still going to E3 though?
Yes.
Are they still going to re-announce it at E3 officially?
Well, it's already technically officially been announced, but they will do a full gameplay reveal at E3 on the 13th.
Because I'm just saying, if I was a video game developer, I very much look forward to E3. Hey, I don't even work for any of that stuff, and I look forward to E3.
Well, I'm looking forward to E3 too, but I am not looking forward to this game. According to what information we have been given, the game has absolutely no single player mode and no battle royale mode. It is simply online multiplayer. On the PS5, it's up to 128 players in online bouts, and on the PS4, it's up to 64. The maps themselves will evidently be smaller on the PS4 as opposed to the PS5. And of course, the PS4 version is $10 less than the PS5 version, so it's sitting at $59.99 as opposed to $69.99. But this game just I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole.
Now you're just being crazy. You give me that pole, I'll touch it.
Okay. I mean, my thing is we have so many online multiplayer games, and for me personally, I prefer single player stuff. Not that I won't play against other people online, but I'm typically not good at online multiplayer games,
Oh, trust me, I know.
especially first person shooters. So, if you're excited for this, more power to you. But I honestly think that they cut too many corners for this. It just I don't know, Zombs. Have you played the Battlefield games, Zombs?
I used to a while ago. It's been a while since I got back into it. That's why I'm kind of excited because I think now is a really good time to jump back into it, and I will give it a shot. I will dominate the competition. You will bleed at my mercy.
If
Sorry,
you
I'm getting a
really
little
choose
excited.
that route, go play it on the PS5 because that is the better place to play it. That does it though for our video game news. Zombs, take us away to the anime news.
Oh, you have no idea what's in store now.
Is it a power level over 1000?
I'm gonna start off with this Funimation reveals Full Dive TV Anime's full English dubcast. Today, the first episode of the dubbed version launches. So, from Cautious Hero, um, the hero is overpowered but overly cautious. That trust me, this anime is freaking amazing. I recommend it. Uh, the Full Dive Ultimate Next Gen Full Dive RPG is even shittier than real life. Part of my language. The light novel series inspired the anime, and yes, that was the name. Pretty long name, I know.
Wait, where did the name begin and end? I blinked and missed something.
Okay. So there's uh the game's called or the game the anime is called Full Dive. This Ultimate Next Gen Full Dive RPG is even shittier than real life. This is a light novel which inspired the anime that premiered back in April,
That is a
and
long
now
name.
now they're already getting an English dubbed. That's another thing, you know. Corrosive, what is your opinion? Are you a dubbed person or a subbed person? Do you like subtitles or do you like the voiceovers?
I prefer dubs, honestly, because I can't keep track of the subtitles with everything going on screen. For me, it's one or the other.
Just learn Japanese and then, you're good.
I'm working on it, I'm working on it.
Okay. But this is I haven't seen it yet, but the creator for Cautious Hero, it's an anime. Just the main character, he it's an isekai. He was brought from his world into another world, and he's so cautious. It's funny. It's so funny, and you think he's stupid, but he's actually right. So basically, he's given holy water, and he goes, okay, and he starts pouring it on everybody around him. And people are like, "What are you doing?" And he was like, "I'm just being cautious. I'm sorry." And people are like, they call him an idiot, and he pours it on the head priest. Turns out the head priest was evil because it affected him. And it's just, you're like, are you kidding me? You're like, really? It's funny.
That's smart. Save for if you come to yourself and pour the holy water on yourself and then you start being affected.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Miyavi. Okay. And I used to listen to Miyavi. He's an artist from Japan. Anyways, I'm going to start listening to him again because Miyavi announces his first North American tour since 2019. We were hit with the pandemic and a lot of things were canceled, but now it looks like that the musician had announced plans to kick off a 19 date North American tour later this year.
Interesting. I will have to look him up.
I'm looking at his list and I'm trying to see. He'll be in Seattle, October 4th. I might hit that up. But his first performance will be September 30th in Calgary, California. And then he'll be in Vancouver, California, Seattle, Washington, which I'd like to go. But I don't know. We'll see. Give it some time.
Indeed.
So, Remake Our Life is a TV adaptation. Okay, this anime. Uh, it will be premiering July 3rd. Okay. So this anime, I'm kind of looking forward to. Um, I'm definitely going to check it out. It follows a 20-year-old video game designer. His company goes bankrupt. He returns to his hometown to live with his parents, and tries to get back on his feet. And he finds himself slipped 10 years into the past, and he gets to relive his college years. And this time around, though, he decides to be an art student. So he's like, I'm going to change it up. Anyways, it looks great. I'm gonna say that the big news about this, originally, you get to watch the first episode, 30 minutes, but this anime is so anticipated right now that they're gonna give us an hour-long premiere.
Oh wow, a whole extra 30 minutes. Zombs, what are you going to do?
I'm going to order pizza. I'm so excited.
Send me one too. I'm starving.
Uh, we'll see. Anyways, how about this? Next bit of news. Attack on Titan manga opens up online exhibition to celebrate the final volume. So, I was looking at the pictures and you got the workers, okay, wearing their aprons and everything, but all the workers were given the jackets from Attack on Titan, which is freaking awesome. I would love an official jacket. It's got the logo on the back and everything.
If anybody is listening that works on Attack on Titan, please send us an email at nerdbreakpodcast@gmail.com so we can represent your love that we have.
I would love it. Please. Anyways, next up, Yashahime, Princess Half Demon. The anime is traveling to Toonami, June 26th. I'm looking at the lineup for June 26th. At midnight, you got My Hero Academia. 30 minutes later, Dr. Stone. And at 1, Yashahime. So, oh man, I remember watching Toonami late at night. Good times. You're supposed to be in bed, but we did it anyways.
Shame on you.
I am a delinquent thanks to Toonami. My final bit of news is that Netflix announces a live-action Cowboy Bebop. And the music is being composed by Yoko Kanno, and this is supposed to air. I believe they said, well, the series was previously supposed to premiere in 2020, but being delayed, bunch of different reasons, not just because of the pandemic, but there was an injury due to the lead actor, John Cho. So now it's looking to be coming this fall. So I'm excited. I'm going to watch it, and you should too.
Why do I need to watch it when you can watch it for me and report back?
You're going to watch it, damn it. It's freaking good.
You say so, Zombs.
I do say so. Go watch it, damn it. You know what? You're going to watch it with me.
Okay, then. So does this mean it's now time for cake and ice cream and on my birthday, happy birthday to you. There's that ghost again.
Yes, so blow out those candles. Let's start off with June 7th from Konosuba. So I'm waiting for this anime for the next season to come out later this year. I'm so excited. But Kazuma, happy birthday to you, buddy. I love that guy. He's freaking hilarious. He's also for equal rights. So he will not save a woman in need, not just because he's afraid or that his life will be in danger, but he just wants you to handle it. Handle it like everybody else. Next, we got June 8th from Naruto. Moegi. She's all grown up now in Boruto. So yep, she's a responsible young lady. Her hair is
Why do
still
I kind of doubt that?
Maybe you should watch it and find out. Also from Naruto, June 9th. Here's another popular, well, way more popular. Itachi Uchiha. Oh yeah. Happy birthday, Itachi. You killed all your family. Anyways, My Hero Academia, June 9th. Rock Lock. Also, June 9th. We have to celebrate these set of twins from Oran High School Host Club, as we got Kaoru and Haru. They are twins. How about June 10th? Also from My Hero. Here's a really popular one. We've got All Might. Go Beyond plus Ultra.
There you go.
Not from Naruto, but from Boruto. Naruto Next Generations. June 12th. We've got Class Rep. Sumari. Kakei. I like how even after they're not in school anymore, they still call her the class rep. Sometimes she has to remind them, I'm not your class rep anymore, and they just ignore her. June 12th, we'd like to celebrate this character from the 7 Deadly Sins with the princess, Elizabeth. She's great. She's great. And that is all I got for anime birthdays. We do have a shout out, though, for a fan, Klaus, as her birthday is on June 10th. Happy birthday to you, Klaus, and or your other name, Caitlin. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday indeed. Well, Zoms, that means now it is time for our
Big topic.
That's right, Zoms. This week and every week, we have a big topic to discuss, and you, dear listener, can join in by sending us your suggestions for future big topics at our email of nerdbreakpodcast@gmail.com. This week, and in fact this entire month, we are celebrating E3, but this week we are covering our predictions for what is going to come out of E3. Zoms, why don't you start off with your prediction?
Here's my prediction. I've been talking about it all day. Nintendo is going to talk about the Switch Pro.
Dude, that's it?
I mean, that's one of them. What do you think? Do you think they're going to do it? Or they're just going to ignore us?
Honestly, we are so close to E3 that I'm going to say no. There is not going to be a Switch Pro announcement at E3. They've gone and said that they only are going to be talking about games during their presentation, and I believe them. I think that if the Switch Pro announcement is to come, it's either going to be before E3 or after E3. And since we're so close to E3 at this point, I think after.
Do you
Probably a
think
couple months.
Keanu Reeves is going to be there again?
Oh, good grief. No. Is that one of your other predictions, Zombs?
No, I think that he should just always be at E3.
Well, I can't argue that fact. I think he should be too. Well, one of my first predictions, Capcom, as we all know, has a showcase. They're one of the first ones coming Saturday. And I think that we're going to get an announcement for the Mega Man Battle Network collection.
Okay, okay.
We were told earlier in the year by the director that there would have potentially been news for the anniversary, but unfortunately, because of the pandemic, things happened. I think we're still getting that. I think we're going to get an announcement at E3, even though the games that Capcom have announced that they're talking about are all games that either are already out or are coming out in the next like 2 months. It's just, I think it's going to happen. I think we're going to get it.
Okay, that's fair. One of my other predictions was also from Capcom, as I was hoping to get information on another Resident Evil remake.
Oh, are you thinking Resident Evil 4 perchance?
That's exactly what I'm thinking. Give me Resident Evil 4. No, not this year, I know, but maybe next year it will come out. Knowing our luck, it'll be the end of next year, 2022.
It would make sense. Capcom, though, lately has been doing this thing where they announce stuff on their timetable, just like Nintendo does. So I wonder if we'll get a Resident Evil 4 remake announcement at E3. Not to keep sounding negative on all your stuff, because that would be awesome, and it is the next logical thing. It could happen. I just wonder if it will happen this close to Resident Evil 8. Because Resident Evil 4 has been ported to everything.
They can play Resident Evil 4, the remake, on the new Switch Pro.
Well, there you go. There you go. Sure, Zombs.
We can get the other ports for the Resident Evils because what do they have? They've got 4, 5, and 6 for Resident Evil on the Switch now. Give us 7, and then give us 8. And then in that time, the remake comes out.
Technically, 7 is available. Last I heard, though, it was only available in Japan on the Switch via cloud services.
Okay. Well, I'm excited. But still, Resident Evil 4 remake. Also, there was a prediction, and I had heard a little bit about this, and I've been wanting it. And you know what? Just give it to us already. How about another Power Stone game?
Oh, there you go. Actually, wasn't that part of the leak from the Capcom servers earlier in the year?
When they got hacked?
Yeah.
That was going to be another thing for my prediction, is when you had started with Capcom, and I wanted to jump in immediately and say, oh, that they got hacked? Again? I am not surprised.
No, but actually, if I could remember all of that list, that was a pretty comprehensive list. And I don't think that I forget where Power Stone's release date was landing. But if it's coming out in the next year, we could potentially see it at E3. So that's actually a good prediction there.
I want it. I want it. There's Power Stone. How about they bring back a multiplayer game on the Switch? I don't know if you've ever played it. I played it and I thought it was hilarious and fun. Ooga Booga.
I don't think I've ever even heard of that.
It's great. It was, one of the first multiplayer battle arena games, possibly. I want to say it like that.
Well, speaking of Capcom, one really off the wall prediction here that has no right to actually happen. Capcom could bring back Darkstalkers.
Yeah, yeah.
There is. That has no right to actually happen. But for the fun of it, I'll say Darkstalkers will be at E3's Capcom event this year. On a more serious note, I'm going to predict that the next part of Final Fantasy VII, the remake, we'll get a trailer for it at E3 from Square Enix.
I'm cool with that. Show me the money.
Honestly, I wonder how much Final Fantasy VII Remake has made. Now, I know that we're getting Final Fantasy 15, I think it is. Or is it 16? One of the two. It has already been announced. We're probably going to get more information about it at E3. But I really think that we'll get a trailer for part 2 of Final Fantasy VII Remake because that lit the world on fire when it released last year. Unless that's just me, but
One of my predictions, I think, how about more information? This game was supposed to be out already. Okay, and you know what? It got pushed back a whole year, maybe. How about there's an update on the new Halo game?
actually that was going to be my next prediction, Zombs. I predict that at Microsoft's E3 event, we're going to get an actual firm release date for Halo Infinite, and it's going to be this holiday season. I don't see them pushing that game back any further. They are going to probably slam every studio they can at that thing to get it out because they need it. Sony has been throwing games at the PS5, even though some of them are crossed between PS4, PS5 gen games. Xbox absolutely needs Halo this year in order to turn out more momentum for their system.
I I've always been a fan of the Halo franchise, and it's great. I just give me some information. You know, that fire for the excitement, died down a lot when we had heard that it wasn't going to be releasing with the Xbox, the new Xbox, back in November. And you know what? The fire it's pretty low now. Let's throw some lighter fluid on that and get that excitement going again.
It'll be interesting, especially since the full buyout for Bethesda for ZeniMax has gone through with Microsoft. I mean, we could see Halo crossovers in a bunch of different properties.
I know that Bill Gates is going through his little debacle, but also I do know that he's supposed to be making a lot more money. And you know what? I think that Bill Gates is going to funnel all of it into Halo.
Sure, sure. I'm sure that's going to happen. Right. I'm going to make one prediction that probably isn't going to happen, but
Hear it, predict.
I predict that we'll see a new Elder Scrolls game at the Bethesda event.
Okay, okay. I'm trying to think what that would be like. I mean, hey, though Blizzard had, they have their WoW Classic, and they have just released the Burning Crusade, the MMO RPG. Maybe Elder Scrolls will jump into it. I think you're right. It would be great. Let's make MMOs RPGs great again.
There you go. I see where you're going here, though. You're thinking they'll remaster the very first Elder Scrolls.
Uh, sure. Okay, why not? Give me something. Give me something, Elder Scrolls.
Well, I'm gonna switch over for a prediction for Razer. Now, evidently, they're going to have their own E3 event this year, and I predict that of all the things that are going to come out of this, it's going to be they're going to be making a Switch clone for streaming PC stuff onto.
What do you mean a Switch clone? What is this Switch clone? Please elaborate.
Before the Nintendo Switch came out, we had the Nvidia Shield where you could stream PC games to it. I am thinking that Razer is going to have a clone somewhat similar to that, but it's going to be marketed as a clone of the Nintendo Switch that can stream PC games to it. That's what I'm suggesting. Because everybody likes cloning the Switch.
Yeah, minus the lawsuits.
There you go. Now I'm going to get into some real predictions here because now I'm going to start predicting some things that are going to happen to Nintendo.
My predictions were pretty real. I think that a lot of good stuff happening. I don't know. We'll see.
Zombs, do you have another prediction before I start rattling off things?
Rattle on. Go for it.
Okay, I predict that Nintendo is going to give us a new Star Fox game.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
I said I think that Nintendo is going to give us a new Star Fox game.
Are you going to? Uh, you, I'm speechless right now. I want to do a barrel roll.
Yeah, we didn't get a real Star Fox game, and the last E3 that we had, there were rumors about a Star Fox game, a Star Fox racing game that just never materialized. Instead, we got Star Fox in an Ubisoft game, and that just crashed and burned. I think Nintendo is ready to give us a proper Star Fox game. Though, whether I think it's going to be an actual new game or a remake of the Wii U game that just didn't do so great either, I don't really know, but I think that we'll get a Star Fox game in the announcements.
I think Fox McCloud is due for an appearance, and I don't mean his old appearance from Smash.
Oh, I agree entirely. I agree so entirely that that's why I predicted this. Now, something a little more realistic. There's already been rumors that we're going to see a new Metroid game at Nintendo's E3 presentation. I'm thinking two different things here. I'm thinking if we get a announcement, it's going to either be a remake of the 3DS game Metroid Samus Returns, or it's going to be the Metroid Prime Trilogy collection that's been rumored. I don't really see them making a brand new Metroid game because Metroid games unfortunately don't sell so well. And they're already working hard on Metroid Prime 4. So I'm betting it's going to be one of these two as opposed to a brand new one.
Well, Metroid is a lot of fun. And yeah, I haven't seen a Metroid game in a while. Uh what was the one, was that for GameCube where there was all the backtracking where you go through and then you had to go back through the level and it, like I just said, just lots of backtracking.
Was it in 3D? Because they all have backtracking.
Yeah, this no, but this one, I mean, like this was bad, and it was 3D. Yes.
Well, the only 3D Metroid games are Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3. So you either played Metroid Prime 1, Metroid Prime 2 on the GameCube.
Yeah, it was on the GameCube. Maybe it was just the first one. After that, I stopped, and I just got bored.
Oh, you and me so have to have a conversation after the podcast. So have to
Do
have a
it.
conversation.
Let us drink. Let us talk about our ancestors, and let us fight for honor.
Sure, Zombs, sure. Now, we had mentioned Breath of the Wild 2 earlier, and I think that we are going to see another trailer for it at E3.
Yes, we were talking about this. The Breath of the Wild 2. Such a popular game. I think honestly, I've had to tell people to play Breath of the Wild 2. It's just the thing is because it was originally on the Wii U, right?
Well, Breath of the Wild got a dual release at the same time on the Wii U and the Switch. Originally, Breath of the Wild was slated for just the Wii U, but because the Wii U was dying, it got put also on the Switch. So it got a dual release of the Wii U and the Switch.
So this is what I'm talking about. There are games that were on Wii U, and then they were re-released on the Switch, and that kind of has deterred people from purchasing them on the Switch. And I mean even people who haven't even played the games to begin with. I used
See,
to
I
look
would
down on the
argue against that ideology because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch has sold astronomically well. And
yes,
it was originally released on the Wii U.
it's one of the top games on the Switch. I mean, everybody asks for it. When people get a Switch game or get a Switch console, that's one of the games that they get right away. Like, I don't know, 4 out of 5 times. What I'm trying to say is, I'm not arguing with you about it. I'm just saying that there's a lot of people who will not get certain games, such as like Breath of the Wild, and I have to try to convince you with words and not my fist. Just get this game. Trust me. Good.
Oh yes, Breath of the Wild is amazing. Anybody that doesn't want to play it is nuts. That
Yeah.
has a Nintendo Switch, that is, or
Yes.
it's getting one. But speaking of going back to my original thought, though, I think that Breath of the Wild 2 trailer that we get will not give us a release date.
Of course. Back to the George R. Martin. Breath of the Wild 2, it's coming. It's coming. Trust me. It's coming.
Speaking of those ports, though, from the Wii U, my next prediction is that we're going to get another port from the Wii U, and it's going to be Wind Waker HD.
Yes.
It and Twilight Princess were both remade in HD for the Wii U, and it's the 35th anniversary of Zelda. I do not see Nintendo not re releasing these games on the Switch. I do not see them leaving money on the table, especially Wind Waker. Wind Waker is way more popular, I believe, than Twilight Princess. And it's really the better of the two games, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. I also have another prediction for Zelda, and this one's probably not going to happen, but I'm going to predict it anyways. I'm going to predict that we are going to get a Legend of Zelda 2D collection, or at least the Legend of Zelda collection in general.
Okay. I I wanna see the collection. Now, the collection will have the original Legend of Zelda from the NES.
That's I would think it would have the original Legend of Zelda, Zelda 2, and A Link to the Past at a minimum. The only problem with my idea, though, is these games are all available currently on the Switch Online service, and Nintendo may not want to release those for that reason. So I could be wrong. We might get something entirely different.
Um, so I had played the original Legend of Zelda, you know, on the NES cartridge. Remember the game itself was gold.
Yeah.
Okay, it was a lot of fun. It really stuck out, for the people that had their cases or their games stacked up. What's the gold game? Well, that's Legend of Zelda. So I played it. Okay, and I played on the original NES. Then I played it for the DS, the digital copy. Uh, and I currently do not have my 3DS anymore, and I'm not gonna go try to find one off eBay. So I'm gonna look on the Switch and see if I can get something. Uh, but my point being is the original Legend of Zelda is such a complicated game. I dare anybody, if you haven't played it, if you're a fan of like D&D, fantasy, whatever, even like mind games, I dare anybody play Legend of Zelda, the original. Tell me what you think. Email us. I want to hear your thoughts because as old as this game is, it is a lot of fun. Trust me.
Yes, it is. I've actually played through it once at the very least, but I had to do it with a guide because it's also very hard.
It's not an easy game. As simple as what it looks, it is far from simple.
I have one more prediction, and that is that we are going to get the announcement of a new Smash fighter at E3.
Is it going to be Eggman?
That would be an interesting idea, but I am going to predict that it is going to be Rayman.
We've had this conversation before, didn't we? Have a big topic where we talked about who we thought was going to fill in the slot for one of the Smash fighters.
Yes, we did.
Okay, and then I know it wasn't just a dream, but it seems like we're sticking to our original thoughts on who it's going to be.
Well, I guess we'll find out eventually. I
Watch us
just
be
want it to
wrong
be some
again.
big fun.
Yeah, yeah.
But we're due. We're due for a new Smash character. There's only 2 slots left. I'm predicting that we're going to get an announcement of one of them at
It's
E3.
almost like League of Legends when League of Legends was super popular. I mean, it still is, but I mean, when they were releasing a new champion every 2 weeks, and it was insane. And I was just thinking, I would like it's cool, it's really neat, but I would hate to work at Riot, be on the character development team. 'Cause it's like you've got to come up with all these characters, and I would freak out. Now it's to the point where they're just remaking characters that already exist. Do you think that's going to happen with Smash Bros?
I mean, technically it already does. There are no original characters in Super Smash Bros. Outside of the Mii fighters.
I mean the rework though, like reworking like an entire champion, an entire character such as like Mario, getting rid of his water gun and replacing it with something else.
No, I don't, especially not for the DLC. I don't figure that. Now, if we get another Smash game, then possibly it'll happen then. But Smash Ultimate did this one thing and did it well. And it said, everyone's here, and that's what we got. We are spoiled for riches in this game for characters.
Yeah, I just want to play Mario again without because I don't use his water gun at all. So I need to see somebody who is a Mario player and just see them play Mario and use his water gun. Show me, challenge me. I'm I'm so excited for you. Again, email us. Email us and I will play against you. These Zombs.
I know what can replace Flood, Zombs,
What?
Cappy from Super
Yeah,
Mario
yeah,
Odyssey.
sure. Okay. I'm cool with it.
Any final predictions, Zombs?
Mm, can't really think of anything. Just a whole bunch of little things like, hey, how about a new Metal Gear Solid game?
Oh, good grief. We didn't even talk about Konami, and they don't have their own specific showing, but they have been putting out new stuff lately, so we could see something from them.
Come on, David Hayter, come back.
Okay, I predict that Konami will show off a Metal Gear game for Nintendo Switch, and it'll be Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater remastered in HD.
All these remasters. Give me a remake, damn it.
Uh, you're asking for too much, Zoms.
I probably am. Hire me and I will help you.
But that does it for this week's big topic, as well as this week's podcast. Thank you, everyone, so much for listening. Don't forget, you can send us your listener mail. Send us an email at nerdbreakpodcast@gmail.com. Also, you can listen to us not only here on YouTube, but also on Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, and Podbean. Please check us out. Don't forget to give us a like here on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button, as well as you can now watch us play video games live every Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific, as we play live for you. On behalf, though, of myself and Zoms,
I ran out of ice in my drink.
thanks again for listening, and don't forget to take a break from life and nerd out. Bye, everyone. Ice Zoms, you ran out of ice?
want to know what I think that kids would tell their parents in order to get the Switch? Yes, you were saying kids don't have money. You know what? The one thing that kids tell their parents, if you love me, you'll get it for me.
Of course, that's sabotage.
You know, whenever you go to like the store and you see all the candy and the toys and stuff, you know, like at kid high level.
Modern warfare.